This drive felt different from the very beginning. The air was crisp, the sky moody and soft, and every turn of the road opened up to something new, something beautifully simple. There's something about fall that feels like a quiet reminder from nature, a gentle pause between the rush of summer and the stillness of winter. It's the season that teaches us change can be beautiful, that letting go isn't the end, but simply a part of life's rhythm. Maybe that's why these drives through the countryside feel so peaceful. The air turns cooler, time seems to slow down, and everything around you feels softer, calmer, more alive. It's in the way the sun sets a little earlier, painting the horizon with gold. It's in the silence of the open fields, the whisper of wind that carries the scent of harvest, and the quiet comfort of knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be. Fall reminds us that beauty isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just the gentle turning of leaves, the warmth of sunlight on a cold day, or a long drive with no destination in mind, only the joy of being present in the moment. The weather couldn't have been more perfect for a farm visit, cool, breezy, and calm, with clouds hanging low as if they were part of the scenery themselves, adding a soft, dreamy touch to the countryside. The air carried that fresh, earthy scent of fall, making every breath feel refreshing and alive. And then finally, here we were, arriving at Linton's farm. I had never been to a place quite like this before. The moment we turned right off the main road and entered the farm, I was greeted by an incredible sight. Pumpkins, as far as the eye could see. There were so many of them, in every shape, size, and shade imaginable. It felt like stepping into a magical pumpkin world. Some were small and perfectly round, others enormous and oddly shaped, each one unique, almost like nature had painted them with its own creativity. The colors were incredible too. Deep oranges, pale yellows, soft greens, and even ones with stripes and patterns. It felt like walking into a pumpkin wonderland, a place so vibrant and alive that I couldn't help but stop and take it all in. I had never imagined a farm could feel so magical, so full of surprises. Every corner we turned revealed a new variety, a new shape, a new reason to marvel, and I knew this was a visit I would remember for a long time. I couldn't help myself. I started walking slowly, almost carefully, as if I didn't want to miss anything. Each pumpkin seemed to have its own personality, like they were quietly waiting to be discovered. I was genuinely reacting like a kid, seeing all this for the first time, laughing a little at the funny shapes, stopping to admire the beautiful patterns, and even feeling a little overwhelmed by the sheer abundance of them all. It wasn't just about seeing pumpkins, it was about witnessing the beauty of fall at its peak. The way the farm was set up, with pumpkins scattered, mixed with hay bales and autumn leaves, made the whole scene feel alive. There's something about pumpkins that just capture the essence of fall. Their colors, their shapes, even the way they smell. It all adds to the season's charm. And in that moment, I realized why people love this season so much. I was genuinely taking pictures of every single pumpkin that was new to my sight. I wanted to capture them all, because each one seemed more unique than the last. Some were obviously meant for eating, the ones with smooth skins and firm shapes, while others were clearly meant for decoration, with odd shapes, strange textures, or quirky colors. That really surprised me. I never thought a vegetable could be used just for decoration. It was fascinating to see how something as simple as a pumpkin could become part of art, part of the aesthetic of fall, and even part of people's celebrations. And seeing families around me, kids running from one pumpkin to another, parents carefully picking the ones they wanted, it added a warm, lively energy to the farm. People were coming and going, each with their own excitement, each experiencing the farm in their own way. Some were choosing pumpkins for carving, others for cooking, and some just for the sheer joy of bringing a little piece of fall home. Kids were laughing, parents were smiling, and the whole place felt like a community celebrating the season together. I noticed how the pumpkins themselves seemed to have this subtle magic. There's a kind of joy that comes from nature's simple creations, and pumpkins are a perfect example. They aren't just food, they're art, they're playthings, they're part of memories. I could see that reflected in the eyes of the kids who were picking out their favorite ones, and honestly, I felt a little of that same childlike wonder myself, even though I was much older. As I walked through the farm, taking in all the sights, I started thinking about how little moments like this make life memorable. Seeing something simple, a pumpkin, in so many different forms, reminded me that beauty is all around us if we just take the time to notice it. Pumpkins, in their humble way, contribute so much to the beauty of fall. They're part of the scenery, part of the celebrations, part of memories, And standing there, amidst so many of them, I felt a deep sense of joy, almost like I had rediscovered something I had forgotten, the ability to be genuinely amazed, to be truly present, and to feel happiness simply from seeing the world's wonders. I even found myself comparing the pumpkins, trying to decide which ones looked the funniest, which ones were the most beautiful, and which ones would make the perfect decoration. There were ones shaped like stars, others like flattened discs, some were bright orange, some almost pale yellow. Each one felt like it had a story to tell. And then there were moments that made me chuckle, seeing kids lift pumpkins bigger than themselves, or parents carefully balancing tiny pumpkins in their arms. Everyone seemed to be part of this shared experience, this collective joy of discovering something wonderful in the simplest form. And it made me realize that part of the magic isn't just the pumpkins themselves, it's the way people react to them, the joy they bring, and the memories they create. As I wandered through the farm, I couldn't resist taking pictures of every pumpkin I could lift. Some were just the right size, small, light, and easy to hold in my hands. I would pick them up, turn them around to catch the perfect angle, and marvel at their unique shapes and colors. Every pumpkin seemed to have its own personality, and I wanted to capture each one in my camera, almost like collecting little pieces of autumn magic. But then I came across pumpkins that were enormous, so heavy and massive that there was no way I could lift them by myself. Some were nearly as big as a small barrel, and their sheer weight made me stop and just admire them in place. I could tell right away that these giants weren't meant to be moved. They were more like art pieces, carefully grown to impress and decorate the farm. Standing next to them, I felt a mix of awe and amusement. I found myself crouching down or stepping back just to take it all in, and I couldn't help but smile at the sheer ambition of nature and the people who tended to these fields in creating something so extraordinary. I continued my slow walk through the farm, taking pictures, admiring the artistry of nature, and occasionally just standing still, letting myself absorb the beauty, the scale, and the surprises of every pumpkin I saw. It was more than a photo opportunity, it was an experience, a reminder of how even simple things in life can inspire awe, wonder, and genuine joy. It wasn't just pumpkins that caught my attention. The farm had a whole variety of other vegetables too. Some were familiar, like carrots and cabbages, but there were also a few that I had never even seen at a Walmart or any regular grocery store. Their colors, shapes, and textures were so unique that I couldn't help but stop and take a closer look. As I walked through the aisles and sections, I noticed people from the nearby countryside shopping for their regular vegetables. They moved through the farm with ease, filling their baskets with fresh produce, chatting with the farmers, and selecting exactly what they needed for their homes. There was a sense of rhythm and routine in their movements, a comfort in being able to pick the freshest vegetables directly from the source. It was fascinating to see the contrast. On one side, the magical, almost whimsical world of pumpkins in all their glory, and on the other, the practical, everyday side of farm life, where locals were picking their daily vegetables. Both sides of the farm had their own charm. The combination of novelty and familiarity made the experience even more special, as if the farm existed both as a wonderland and as a part of everyday life at the same time. This section of the farm was filled with colorful corns that seemed to glow. In the soft sunlight, there were beautifully arranged flowers, pampas grass, and wreaths, each crafted for decoration. I've always loved pampas wheat wreaths, and seeing them in person, with their soft, feathery texture swaying gently in the breeze, was even more captivating than I imagined. The colorful corns, playful and bright, felt like little works of art, perfect for adding warmth to any space. Walking through this area of the farm, surrounded by these natural creations, was truly inspiring. A perfect blend of nature, creativity, and seasonal beauty that made me pause and just admire every detail. Then I had it. Roasted corn from a machine plastered with a Gucci logo, and it tasted incredible. Of course, it wasn't actually Gucci. They were just using the logo to make it look fancy.
All animals have.
जाहिर है इस बार मतलब जा सकते हैं मैंने भी जाना ये कॉर्न्स खा रही है नहीं मैं हैरान हूँ कॉर्न्स खा रही हूँ
At the back of the farm, there was a huge play area for kids, complete with slides, swings, and plenty of fun activities to keep them busy. The whole area was so picturesque and scenic, surrounded by open fields and the colors of fall. It was absolutely breathtaking. My kids were having the time of their lives, and honestly, they weren't ready to leave. I had to practically convince them that we'd come back again just to get them out of there. This side of the farm had a huge field of flowers, stretching far and wide. It was such an incredible sight to see. The colors blended beautifully with the gray sky, creating this peaceful, picture-perfect moment. I really wished I could explore the whole field in detail. But just as I started filming, the rain began to pour. I had no choice but to rush back to the car and leave, though that view stayed in my mind long after.